My TimeHopeAthon Read-a-thon wrap-up coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to Book Your Imagination. My name is Anne. I have just finished my first ever read-a-thon, the TimeHopeAthon Read-a-thon that celebrates books and stories from the past, the present, and the future. There were 5 hosts for this read-a-thon: Cherrie Walker, Aoife at Fred Weasley Died Laughing, Vanessa at Paper Fairy, Melissa at The Bookish Babbler, and Hannah at Tiny Book Dragon. There were 5 challenges. I started all 5, but I didn't finish all 5. So here's my wrap-up. The first challenge was to read a classic. For this, I picked The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. It was first published in 1895. I appreciate the historical significance that this book has. H.G. Wells was the first to coin the phrase time machine, but I hated this story. I really hated it. I didn't like the writing style. I didn't like the characters. The characters didn't have names. We have the narrator, the time traveler, the psychologist, the medicine man, the silent man, the editor, the journalist, and Philby, an argumentative man with red hair. Like, what? Do they have a shortage of names back in the late 19th century? So the story starts out with the narrator telling the story of the time traveler, and then it switches over to the time traveler telling his story of his time traveling adventures. But it was him telling the story. If you're an author, 3 words you have probably heard a million times are show, don't tell. Well, this is a story where he tells the story, and I don't know, it didn't keep my imagination. I thought it was long-winded. I just hated it, so I didn't finish it. The second challenge was to read a childhood recommendation from one of the hosts. I selected Melissa's recommendation, The Cricket in Times Square by George Selden. This is the story of Chester Cricket, who inadvertently finds himself in Times Square from his home in Connecticut, where he becomes the pet of a boy named Mario and friends with Tucker Mouse and Harry Cat. This was a 1961 Newbery Medal honor book. It is for children ages 9 to 12, and it is really a charming book. I got the audio version, and it was read by Tony Shalhoub. Really well done. The third challenge was to read a book that was published in 2016. I selected The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. One of the things that I love about Rick Riordan's writing is you know exactly what you're going to get when you read one of his stories. It is a middle grade book. The humor is very cheeky. There's a journey involved, usually a quest, and there are Greek, Roman, Norse, or some other mythological gods. The Trials of Apollo did not disappoint. I think the best way to experience Rick Riordan is through audiobooks, particularly when you have a really good narrator. Robbie Daymond was the narrator of The Trials of Apollo, and he was excellent. The fourth challenge is to read a dystopian book set in the future. For this, I selected Glow by Amy Kathleen Ryan. I had saved this audiobook for my drive back from Los Angeles to San Francisco. As I started listening to it, I realized I have read this book before. I can honestly say that it is a very forgettable book. It's not that it was bad. It was okay, but I really didn't have any desire to listen to it again. So, I love technology. I pulled over, got connected to the library from my cell phone, picked out another book, and downloaded it. The book I selected was Last Descendants by Matthew J. Kirby. This is an Assassin's Creed novel. I've never read any of these before, so I didn't know what to expect. The concept of this book is that our DNA holds our ancestors' memories, and there is a machine that can extract the DNA, recreate these memories, and then we can live them through simulations. Through one of these simulations, our protagonist, Owen, uncovers a very powerful relic that will allow people to do whatever you say. And there have been 2 secret societies that have been warring over the centuries, and when they learn about this relic, they will stop at nothing to get it. So I haven't finished this story yet, but so far it's really good. The fifth and final challenge was to read an historical fiction. For this, I selected The Devil in Spring by Lisa Kleypas. It is a romantic historical fiction set in Victorian England. It's the third book in the Ravenel series, and it's really good. If you like romance, you should definitely read Lisa Kleypas. And that concludes my wrap-up for the TimeHopeAthon Read-a-thon. If you like what you see in here, please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to check out the other hosts' channels.